West Wednesday 630, Justice for Tyrone West and Justice for all victims of police brutality. Tawanda, it's all you.
Thank you so much. And as we come on every week, we play a video. Unfortunately, one of the first officers that murdered my brother Tyrone West. So we'll be playing that video, but I just want to let you guys know tonight we have a special guest because, as you know, we had a beautiful teenager that was missing, Aaliyah, and I'm so glad that God is so good that our baby is okay. I've been praying and crying at work all day and ever since I got the news, but tonight we'll have our special guest, Tiara, and I will bring her on, and that is my daughter from another mother. I will bring her on live as soon as we watch this short video. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can't stop. Won't stop. Till killer cops are in cell blocks. Can't stop.
The following video portrays an incident of assault and violence at the hands of police. Viewer discretion is advised.
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No.
This is Baltimore City Police Officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz. In a video shot in 2016, Ruiz is seen with his knee on the back of an unknown man with a gun pointed at the man's head. His message was a clear one. Concerned onlookers, adhere to my dictates or else. Here, we can hear Ruiz saying to Baltimore residents,
I suggest you back the fuck up.
No.
It is documented that Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardes Ruiz is a repeat violent offender, even without access to all complaints against Ruiz, undisclosed by BPD Internal Affairs records. 6 cases involving Ruiz are known. This video will briefly highlight 6 total cases beginning in July of 2013. Case 1, Abdul Salam, July 1st, 2013. Here Salam is seen victoriously smiling in celebration after the jury found Ruiz and 2 other cops liable for brutality against him. However, because the trial was civil, not criminal, Ruiz was not fired and he did not go to jail.
Police profiled me. They followed me in the back of my house, harassing me. Police proceeded to violently and hostilely approach my van with me and my son in it. As I announced, this was my home, guns drawn. Once they reached my vehicle, they violently pulled me out, ramshacked my vehicle with my 3-year-old son strapped in his car seat, threw me against the gate, slammed me repeatedly, picked me up by my feet, and while I'm upside down, they proceeded to drop me on my head, hog-tie me, and immediately when I fell on my head, Ruiz, in a wrestling type of action, and kind of hit his knee against my neck. I was arrested. I had no idea what I was being arrested for. My son is scarred to this day. He remembers the incident as it happened yesterday. When he talks about it, he always refers to Daddy being on the floor with police yesterday.
Case 2, Darrell Harris, profiled, as seen in this video, July 17th, 2013.
Yeah, Sid, what's wrong with it?
Improper way with it.
There's no such thing as an improper way.
You gonna tell me my job, bro?
I know the law.
Are you gonna tell me the law?
I know the law.
You gonna tell me the law?
I know the law. What's the problem? You giving me a ticket? You need my license registration?
Yeah, let me get it up.
Profile, y'all use the seatbelt as a reason. Profile.
Do me a favor, take out your keys.
Yeah, you can record. For what? Nah. I don't feel safe right now. Do you want me to step out the car? Do you want me to step out the car? I'll step out the car. Call the police, man. What do you call a supervisor? I won't do shit. This is getting uploaded to the internet right now.
Yeah? And we are 2 law-abiding citizens that we are getting targeted, and
I don't know why.
Just 24 hours later, Bernardes Ruiz played a leading role in the police killing of unarmed Tyrone West. Case number 3, the murder of Tyrone West, July 18th, 2013.
My brother Tyrone West was brutally murdered on July the 18th, 2013.
In both of these cases, when you look at the pleadings and the harsh language of these officers that have been quoted to me by reliable witnesses, the N-word.
And Killer Ruiz and Killer Chapman and the rest of those 11 and 15 killers, including David Lewis, took something from my family that they could never give us again. And that was my brother Tyrone West, one unarmed man who was brutally murdered, beat to death in broad daylight.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Awesome.
Hey,
So,
check.
first of all, I want to thank my queen Rachel for always bringing us on, and everything, all the hard work and true dedication, and just for everybody, for the whole entire West Coalition. And right now, I just want to give a big shout out to all my social media friends and all my friends that are that work and that gets words out and everything, because literally this is what West Wednesday is about. Like, I know we generally cover police brutality because this was a lane that I was forced in, but I understand the assignment very well. I know that police brutality, community violence, anything that stresses our people in our communities, we are all affected. And I literally, the system is symbolic to the highway of hell. So whatever street you may go down, it may be police brutality lane, or it may be missing child lane, or poor education lane, or community violence lane, but it's connected to a system that fails us over and over and over again. And at the end of the day, it's just like my brother Boone said, we all we got, we all we need. And this is what happened this week. So I'm just going to dive into, I said I had a special show dedicated to our missing, beautiful young teenager, Aaliyah, that was missing, and it broke my heart because as a mother, literally, of a teenage daughter, my baby girl is still a teenager, but and then by me just being a mother of 4, and raising all 4 of my kids, and, just being every day in their life, I know the feeling of, oh my goodness, like to get a call, or, to be worried about your child and then you don't know what to do. I don't know that feeling, but I just know that I wouldn't ever want to imagine that feeling, so let me correct that. I don't know that feeling. I don't want to know that feeling, but I just remember years ago at a store when my son was young, and asking everybody, where's my son? And, they're like, no, nobody knew where he was. And I was in a white community, and, I felt like it was just where I was at. It was not a good spot, and they didn't care. They could care less because I was a teenage parent. They're looking at me like, kid, oh, you not a kid, you a kid. They were saying all type of disrespectful stuff. But my heart, my whole soul left my body when I thought my child was gone. And literally, a few years ago, I had a scare when my nephew went missing. Literally, he went missing, and he was in Atlanta, Georgia, and you guys pulled together. That's why I love you. And I love the fact that I in close contact with people such as my friend Bernard, and also my friend Taya from Real News, and just all my news media outlet. And then also my friend Dan, who quickly went into action and literally put out the media alert. So to have friends that's on a media level, and my sister Lisa Snowden, just everybody that stepped up and started spreading the word and putting it out there. But anyway, I call this beautiful queen that we have tonight. She's so dear to me. Her name is Tiara. I call her my daughter from another mother. And she's just beautiful inside and out. And when she gave me that call, literally, I just sprung into action. First of all, I started praying because me, and it's not the West Coalition, it's only Tawanda Jones speaking. But me believing in God, the way I prayed, I literally at work just started praying to God and like, oh my God. And because this poor queen has been through so much trauma of losing people and just still being strong, still being a testament of no matter what you go through, you can survive. And as young as she is, she has been through so much, and I've been in her corner ever since I met her. So, no further ado, I'm going to bring her on because I respect her time because, she have other obligations, but she literally just turned from something of, just a missing child, and we just praying to thank God the child has been found. Thank God she's been found. So, Tiara, it is all yours. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can y'all hear me? I just
Yes.
want to say, I just want to say, I really, 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 really appreciate you, man. Like, I really appreciate you so much. Um, Without you, I wouldn't know what to do. And without your friends and the media, everybody that was reaching out the news, I just want to say thank you. Cause it was like losing my child. Even though she my niece, it was like losing my child, something that I didn't even have. But that was scary because she was only 15 years old. But thanks for y'all for putting her out there, spreading the word, let her know she was missing and brought my baby back home. She is home, safe, and she at my house. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna keep an eye on her. I'm gonna watch her. um,
Yes, thank
yeah, I just
God.
want to say
Thank God.
thanks.
Because, like I said, I've been praying for her mother. So just make sure you send all the love to her mother. Give her a big hug
Yes,
for me and let her know she has a whole community out here that loves
she
her.
knows.
And we have to love on
Yep.
our girls. And you got a community that you see that is supporting you. Because I remember, unfortunately, when, a few years ago when you reached out to me about another family member, it wasn't a good outing. And then recently coming up on that commemoration, I thought about you and I started crying. I'm like, oh my God. So I know you was going through it. So I'm just
Yep.
thankful that this thing turned out
Yeah.
different. And this beautiful young sister queen was, last spotted at the nail shop and everybody was worried and everything. So I just thank God she made it home safe. And I thank God that you were able to let us know that right now. So thank you so much. Is there anything else you want to share with us and add? Because I'm going to be respectful of your time because I know that you have to go to work and things like that. So is there anything else you want to add and share before we go to the questions and comments?
No, I just want to say thank you, you guys, once again. Like, y'all don't understand, like, God is good. That's all I could do was pray and just was just like bring my niece back. That's all I was asking, and y'all did that for me. And I really, really, really appreciate y'all. If I can just give everybody a hug, I will. So just know I really appreciate everybody that shared her, everybody that was looking for her, everybody that really, really put their heart into it and stop what they doing to look for my niece. And I thank y'all.
Oh, we thank you too. And if you need anything like moving forward and things like that, we are here for you. So just, I'm only a phone call away. You can reach me any time of the day, night. I'm always here for you. And thank you for sharing that wonderful news. And you going back to work. And if you need anything, but before you go, do you have enough time to see if we have any questions or comments? Because I know you probably got a lot of love coming in because everybody was like on the end of the seat freaking out, literally.
Yeah.
All right, so Rachel, I don't know if Talia's here to be able to read the questions or comments, but is anybody available to read the questions or comments if we have any? Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, Tawanda, I'm here so I can read the comments that we have so far.
Awesome, thank you.
So far we have mic check comments from Adina and Mainism. And the latest comment from Adina is so happy and glad that this young lady was found, surrounding her with love and light. Mic check.
Thank you.
Mic check. Thank you.
Mic check.
Thank you, May. Thank you, May, for the mic check. Thank you, Medina. Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you so much. So, Tiara, do you want to add anything before you leave? Mic check.
I just want to say thank you for the comment. Yes, we found her. Thank you.
Awesome. So feel free, my queen, whenever you're ready to leave, you can leave. So thank you so much for coming on tonight. I'm just glad that this is like one of the best West Wednesdays I can say, because I was just thinking the night was just going to be, you was going to tell, where she last was seen, giving a description, all that, and then we was going to still be having sleepless nights until we found her. So I'm so glad that this has been, to me, one of the best West Wednesdays ever, to have good news where a child is reunited with her family. So thank you so much for sharing that.
Not sleep at all. I can finally get some rest.
All right. Well, go ahead, my queen, and thank you again. And yeah, and this is available on my page. If you want to share it when you get a chance to your page, feel free. And I love you, and
Okay.
we got your back. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I love you. Thank y'all so much again. Thank you.
Big congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So again, I want to thank everybody, because sharing is caring. Sharing is very important. And, and when I got because I have to lock my phone up while I'm at work. So literally once I got off of work and transition to come to my safe place so we can have West Wednesday, I got the phone call message, and he said she was crying and her baby was found. And I was like, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. I was so excited about that. And yeah, it's just like, it's sad when somebody goes, but so now the conversation to curve to another way. And the way I want to curve it is, I just don't like the way that this system handles Black and brown families when you come to missing people. And it's just sad and disgusting. Like literally, for them to make the family wait 24 to 48 hours, literally, to even file a police report when they're saying that this is like nothing of the young lady's doing, like she always reporting. She's not one of those child or children that ever stayed out all night or had the, family in an uproar. And for them to be treated as such, like, oh, just wait 24 to 48 hours and nothing. But literally immediately when there's a Caucasian family, young child and whatnot, immediately there's an Amber Alert. There's all type of things to, you get it through your phone, you get it through this, you get that. And now it's just like, and then especially what's scary to me is so many brown and Black children, teenagers, young adults are being missing as we're speaking. Literally, you see it every day, all day long. And unfortunately, we don't get these good stories where the child is actually found and safe. It's just sad, and it's terrible. Like, no family should experience that long wait. Like, if you have somebody family saying, look, this is not like my child, they're not responding, they sent me this scurry text message saying, help me. I don't know if he's going to kill me. That should have been enough. And if they can show you that should be enough to say, you know what, let's go. The same way y'all give white people that type of respect and care, we needed to. And it's just sad, like literally when we had the young man that was in Cockeysville that went to the swimming club, I think it's called Beaver Dam, and a young man, he went there swimming, and unfortunately he didn't make it. But I don't even like how the media is still saying, they're not even respecting him enough to say, we found, unfortunately, we found the victim, I think his name was Rodney. I'm horrible with names, so God forgive me, y'all forgive me if I said the young man's name wrong. But to say his name and address this man with respect, all they keep saying is, oh, we found the body of the missing person, like we found the body of the person, like what? Like, that's so disrespectful. But then when there's a Caucasian person missing, it's like, oh, well, we found Mr. So-so remains. They humanize. But when it comes to us, they dehumanize. And it's so sickening and very disgusting. Like, we can't even get enough of respect to where as though, like I said, when a swimmer went missing. Then they, for whatever reason, they called it off. They paused the search for a minute, and I never heard of that. And I don't know why, but I'm not there, and I don't know the story, so I don't want to jump into it because I know. And it's a big shout out to all the people, and thank God that they were able to give that family closure. So big shout out to the men and women that went in and were able to locate the and I'm sorry I don't know his name because I would address him by name, but but it's just sad again, like how the media portrays stuff. When we're seen in the media, it's so disrespectful. It is so disrespectful. And that's why we need our own everything. We need to have our own when, like my sister, Dr. She said, instead of having, I said, maybe we come up with our own, like they have the Amber Alert. We could maybe have an Ebony Alert type of thing, So, like, we need to have our own resources. But again, to just be able to have like you guys as a resource of sharing and spreading the word, and then me having people that I know in the media that was hitting me up, like Baynard Woods was like, okay, I'm out of town, but sis, this is what I'll do. And even my sister Taya, she was out of town, so Taya was like, hey, someone, I'm out of town, but give me a description, this, that, and the third, and she made sure it was on all of like the important media outlets so everybody could see this. Like it was on a voters thing, it was on a missing children thing. She put it on the real news thing. Like it was spread like pretty much like all over the place, everywhere. Like so, and that's the type. So at the end of the day, there is no justice. It's just us trying to hold folks accountable. And that's what we need. It's said that we're gonna need each other more and more as we enter these days of the unknown. Right now, we're treading on the unknown because every day I wake up, and it's so sad. I'm sorry, I'm having a moment. But every day I wake up and you don't know if you're going to get some type of sad news about someone you love or know, or just even hearing, even if the person is not even connected to your family, and you wake up and you hear about, oh my goodness, a young man went to go swimming, and now, like, the lifeguards couldn't save him. They seen that he was struggling and all this stuff. So, like, it's horrible, like, to just have to face that type of stuff. But when you talk about a missing person or child, and even though when my nephew had went missing, he was suffering from mental health, and that was the scariest thing. And literally, like, it started from him driving to Atlanta in his own car, his own vehicle, and then running out of gas. Then his vehicle gets towed, and he's in a whole nother city. He's suffering through a mental health crisis, and then he's literally walking the streets, pacing, calling me from different phone booths, calling from different people, and then me not hearing from him, me not knowing where he's at, to the point that when your loved one go missing, you're like, it's a big part of you that's missing. Like, I used to, like, when he went missing and I didn't know where he was at, I literally was missing meals because I felt so guilty. Like, I can't eat my dinner because how can I enjoy eating dinner when I don't even know if he is eating dinner right now? Like, I don't even know where he's at or anything. And then it's just horrible. Like, nobody, family should have to go through that. I feel like in every case, they should take serious. Every case, it's a life. It's a life. And like I said, nobody deserves to be hurt, disrespected, unprotected. Like, everybody deserves that. And it's unfortunately that we don't have that. We are all we have, and just like, even the West Coalition to act in such a great way. Like, I could just pick up the phone, like I was on my lunch break, and it was literally yesterday. I'm like, okay, I ate my little lunch, and I'm like, okay, I got another half hour. I'm gonna try to shut my eyes in the teacher break lounge, and that's when Tiara called me. I was just like, hey, I need your help. My niece been missing since, Saturday. She went to the nail shop, and I'm like, oh my God. Then there go my lunch break. It's like, wow, like, there go my piece. There go my, it's just sad, like, because that's how involved I am. Like, I feel the pain. I feel it, and it's just sad, like, when you see sad things, and I'm like, I wish I wasn't, I don't know, like, so emotional or so attached to people and pay it so much, but that's just who I am. Like I can't change who I am. And when I hear about any sad news, it really knocks me off my feet, literally. Like, so I'm just glad that in this case, thank God, that Aaliyah is okay. And a big shout out, all the love to everybody. Even if you took 1 second to just share her picture, just go on her mom's page and share it, or share it from my page, just to share this beautiful child. I want to just say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the best, like ever. So I want to check in real quick to see if, Khalil, we have any questions or comments. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. So far, our newest comment is from Adina. I feel like if you know a person's pattern well enough, that it shouldn't take 24 hours for them to take a disappearance seriously. They also treat missing white kids, especially girls, more seriously than other people. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. And that's so true, Dana. And that's my whole point and what I was trying to say. Like, every case and every person should be took seriously. Like, it's like, that's not right. Like, a life is a life. Like, and then I learned, because I watched a documentary on missing and Black and exploited people, and that documentary was so deep, because they said a lot of the cases why they don't send or they don't get the same response, because they say, like, when it's a lot of brown and Black girls, when they're put in the system as missing, they don't put them in the system as missing. They put them in as a runaway. So when they put them down as a runaway, that's a whole different case. That's not, oh, that's how I look. Like, if you go to the emergency room and you say, oh, I hit my toe, type of thing, they were like, okay, you know, wait your turn. But then if somebody comes in there, God forbid, that's having bad heart symptoms and things like that, one might believe that they're having a heart attack or a stroke, then they'll get bumped over top of you. And that's the same thing as if, when they report these young Black people as runaways and not report them as missing. Because when they're reported as runaways and not put in the system, then it's not even taken serious. It's said, it's just like, okay. And then meanwhile, whoever the predator is that took the person, that one, you already know, when time gets ahead of you, then 9 times out of 10, when it goes so long, you already know the outcome. That they're going to, at some point, it comes into a recovery stage, trying to recover the body. And that's sad and disgusting. So I just wanted to share that. So we really need to just, like I said, just keep on, we got to change things. Like, we really got to change things. And I hope next week, everybody who can come out to West Wednesday, we will be down at Hoopy Hall, aka City Hall, next Wednesday, because they're having a very important, town hall meeting dealing with mental health crisis situation type of thing. And we need to be there, even though it's the Doug and Pony show, even though they already know what they're going to do and not going to do. But once we stand together as people, our voices are loud, they will hear us, So again, I just want to give everybody a big shout out and say thank you personally for actually, if you said a prayer for that beautiful girl to come home. The prayer has worked. If you said positive thoughts, all of your positive thoughts has brought this baby home. And I just give you guys thanks. I give God Almighty thanks first, and I give everybody else thanks. Like, you guys rock so hard. Like, I love you guys, like, so much. Y'all have no idea. Like, and I'm just so happy right now. Like, this is a joyful moment for me. So I want to check in one more time to our to see if we got any questions or comments, because tonight we have another long said police brutality list in 8 days, like over 30 something homicides. And that's it. And that's from police officers. And that's it. People that's supposed to serve and protect, and they're serving themselves while they're serving us death while they are protected, and that's horrible. They're serving us brutality while they are protected, and that's terrible. No one deserves to be brutally murdered or executed. So again, I want to see if anybody on here wants to add or say anything before we check in with Kalia, and then we can go to the sad list and things like that. Mic check.
Mic check. Good evening, everyone. This is Uncle Bill, and I just want to extend this discussion that you've been leading, Tawanda, about systemic racism, various forms of it. When I was a teacher, one of the things that I was aware of is that people who are African American in this country have a life expectancy that's about 4 years shorter than white folks. And it has to do with inadequate medical care, has to do with the stress on very difficult jobs that cause hypertension and all the diseases that result from that. It has to do with a whole plethora of racial discrimination, racial capitalism, I would call it. So knowing that 4 years of life are stolen on the average from every black person, I was in a high school with about 1,200 students. So if every one of those students on the average dies 4 years, and most of them were African American, if every one of those students dies 4 years younger than they should, that's 4 times 1,200, that's 5,000 something years of life just stolen. It doesn't seem so dramatic because we don't think about that, but it's actually even more dramatic than the horrible killings by the police. So this system hurts us in many ways, and we're doing the right thing to fight for a better way. I also want to mention that there's 2 other very important struggles going on. One is against all the genocide in Gaza. The Israeli rulers have destroyed almost all the housing, almost all the hospitals, almost all the schools, and killed almost all the journalists, bringing a bit of truth out of Gaza. So when we hear about activities to oppose that, be good to jump in. For example, tomorrow the Rapid Response Network is having a meeting at 2640 St. Paul Street, and it's geared around this struggle to stop a commercial airline, I think it's called Avela, from deporting people. And that same group is also involved with some of the work around Gaza. So, as you say, Tawanda, all these struggles are really one struggle, and we should do what we can in every case. Mic check.
Mic check.
Yeah,
And those are some great points, Uncle Bill. Do anybody else want to add and say anything before we check in with Kalia to see if we have any added questions or comments? Mic check.
Mic check. Tawanda, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, this is Brian. I just wanted to say we have, and I know we have a long, sad list of police brutality this week. This week, there are no new names of community violence victims. We know that there is one victim, but the police have not released their name. So I'm just going to keep an eye on that and try and say that name when it's released. But I didn't get a chance to tell you that before we went live. But this week there's been one homicide in the Baltimore community, but that's one too many, and hopefully we'll get a chance to lift that person's name up. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much. Awesome. So, want to check in to see if anybody else want to add to before I go to Kalia to see if we have any questions or comments. Mic check.
Mic check.
All righty, so it seems like all hearts and minds are clear. Kalia, can you check in and see if we have any additional comments or questions? Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check. Yes, we do. Adina said that's right. That's how they treat different portions of the population. But so much can happen in 24 hours. That should not be the standard, because if you're expecting a child back home by a certain time and they're not there, You should be able to contact the people who can assist in finding them. Pamela Brown commented, so glad she is safe. And Adina also commented, it's easier to find someone near where they went missing than giving 24 hours for them to wind up somewhere far from the scene. It just doesn't make sense to wait 24 hours. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Thank you. Mic check. And thank you, Adina, for that comment. Thank you, Pamela. And I'm wishing Pamela, she's an amazing teacher. She left my team to go back to the public school system. So I'm wishing you well for your first day, sweetie, at work. So, yeah, so unfortunately, this is the time that I don't like where we get into the sad list. But again, before we get there, again, in case you're just tuning in, the happy news is Aaliyah is home safely, and that has been our prayers, our wishes, thoughts, and all that. So this is a happy story or whatever. So I'm so glad because we know it could have easily went the other way. And I'm just praying right now for anybody that's struggling. My heart goes out to the young man that lost his life. You know, when you just go think I'm gonna go swimming and then you don't come home. Okay. Or whatever the case may be. So I'm just sending love, prayers out to everybody. And I'm just gonna go straight in to our mission statement. And I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna try to freestyle it the best that I can. So we're going to start. It is the mission of the West Coalition to not only fight for accountability for my big brother Tyrone West, but for all the victims of police brutality and murder, community violence, missing children, all type of stuff. We do a lot. We wear a lot of hats because we know and we understand that an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. And unfortunately, the system fails us over and over again. And when we read the sad list of community violence and the police brutality list, we have no details surrounding what happened to the victims. All we know that there's a victim. We get our information both from the media, social platform, the local one and the national one, but we have no direct information as to what happened, unfortunately. And we're just coming from a place of respect and care just to say, hey, we're so sorry that this happened to your family, and this person was a human being, and we believe in mediation. I believe that if you sat down at the table and talk about it, when two people talk about it, you live to see another day. You can walk away, you live to see another day. And we believe in that strongly. I believe that you can agree to disagree. When it comes to the point that you can't even agree no more, you can agree to say, you know what? We don't agree with each other. Let's just agree to disagree. You go your way, I go mine. And that's a peaceful way to do it. So again, I always say live to love to live. I love you all. So as my brother Brian said, there's only one name on our community violence list tonight. And I just hoping that we could have, I just pray that we could actually have a perfect world where we have a list of no names that, people just, when it's your time, you just pass some natural causes or whatever the case may be, but violence of any sort is not good. And we also are very strongly aware that, everybody that get brutalized by the police, they don't die. We have more surviving victims, but guess what? I'm here for all the victims of police brutality and community violence. So with that being said, the time now is 7:42, I believe, and we're going to come back at 7:44. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And this is your time. If you want to say a prayer, you can say a silent prayer. If you want to just send positive thoughts to this family, or if you want to walk away, because this might be too much for you, this might be your trigger. This is the time to actually walk away. So, mic check. Okay, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you again. The time now is 7:44. Brother Brian, I'm gonna give it over to you first. Mic check.
Mike, check.
Thank you, Twanda. Like I said, we know that there was one death by homicide in Baltimore. We don't know the name. I will keep an eye out for that, and we will let that person up when we get their name. You know, we one death is one too many, but you know, we think back about the times when we had 3, 4, 5 deaths every week. And that was a hard time. And so, you know, we've had a number of weeks with no deaths, and you know, so this is better, and it's better because the community is making it better. And you know, we should take pride in that. Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome. So I don't know how y'all splitting the police brutality list up, but it's all yours. Mic check.
Mike, check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Like we said earlier, we have over 30 names, 32 names specifically, on the police killing list. It's during a 7-day period from August 8th to the 16th. And I'll be starting off reading the first 16 names. And then Uncle Bill will read. So starting off on August 8th in Charleston, West Virginia, a 46-year-old male, Peter DiNardo Lilly.
Peter
Peter
DiNardo.
DiNardo Lilly.
No.
Also on the 8th in Bellevue, Washington State, a 60-year-old male, Patrick Sathanathan.
Patrick
Patrick.
Sathanathan.
Patrick Mason.
On the 8th as well in Norfolk, Virginia, a 31-year-old male, Dwayne D. Harris.
Wayne Harris.
Also on the 8th in Reagan, Tennessee, a 44-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell block for killing cops.
Ashe.
Also on the 8th in North Las Vegas, Nevada, a 34-year-old male, Sebastian Gomez.
Sebastian
Gomez.
Again on the 8th in New Brunswick, New Jersey, a 67-year-old female, Deborah Terrell.
Deborah Terrell.
Also on the 8th in Kansas City, Kansas, a 24-year-old male, Paul Beasley Jr.
Paul
Beasley Jr.
Also on the 8th in Centerville, Georgia, a 37-year-old male, Michael Dwayne Bell.
Michael
Dwayne Bell.
Are also on the 8th in Wasilla, Arkansas, a 32-year-old male, Charles Hedges.
Charles
Hedges.
Moving on to August 9th in Yakima, Washington State, a 36-year-old male, Roberto Lavaya Sanchez.
Roberto Lavaya Sanchez.
Also on the 9th in Bozrah, Connecticut, a 39-year-old female, Amanda Williams.
Amanda
Williams.
Moving on to August 10th in Houston, Texas, a 34-year-old male whose name was withheld by the police.
Cell block for killing cops. Ashe.
Also on August 10th, not sure how to pronounce the city, OC, Florida, a 54-year-old female, Stacy Lynn Guerrero.
Stacy Guerrero.
Also on the 10th in Santa Rosa, California, 38-year-old female, Marie Bonici.
Marie
Marie.
Bonici.
Moving on to August 11th, in Moorhead, Minnesota, a 41-year-old male, Lucas Heiberg.
Lucas
Hyper.
Lucas Eidberg.
And this is another person, possibly a family member, also in Moorhead, Minnesota on the 11th, 42-year-old male, Nathan Heiberg.
Nathan Hyper.
Nathan Eidberg.
And I'll pass the remaining 16 names to Uncle Bill. Mic check.
Mike check.
Mic check.
Yeah, I'll just mention before I go into the second half of our list that tonight's list includes 4 women killed by the police. It includes someone as young as 18 and someone as old as 78. So cops apparently have no limits to their brutality and racism. First person in Georgetown, Georgia on the 11th, 41 years old, Maurice Snap.
Maurice Snap.
West Palm Beach, Florida, also on the 11th, a man whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for
killer cops.
Ashe.
Ashe.
In Keene, New Hampshire on the 12th, 57 years old, David Ward.
David
Ward.
In Chandler, Arizona on the 12th, a man whose name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for killer cops.
Ashe.
In Cheektowaga, New York, I apologize if I'm saying the town's name wrong, on the 13th, 60-year-old man, Hugh Davis Jr.
Hugh Davis
Jr.
In Venice, Florida, on the 13th, 32 years old, Anthony Battani.
Anthony Battani.
In Jacksonville, Florida, again on the 13th, a 30-year-old man, Brian Gillis.
Brian Gillis.
And give me a moment, I have to move the list to see all these names. In Houston, Texas, on the 14th, 78 years old, Rafael Rodriguez.
Rafael Rodriguez.
Santa Rosa, California, on the 14th, 20 years old, Mateo Santos.
Mateo Santos.
Laredo, Texas, on the 15th, 29 years old, Carlos Fernandez.
Carlos
Fernandez.
In New York, on the 15th, 44 years old, Jesse Campbell.
Jesse Campbell.
In Denison, Iowa, on the 15th, again, 36 years old, Feglis Campos Arriba. I'll say it again, Feglis Campos Arriba.
Campos Arriba.
In Blackstone, Virginia, on the 16th, one of my former students grew up in Blackstone and has a lot of family there still. I hope they're all fine. 56 years old, Michael Woodson.
Michael Woodson.
In Batavia, Illinois, on the 16th, 39-year-old man, name has been withheld by the police.
Cell blocks for
killer cops.
Ashe.
In Crestview, Florida, on the 16th, a man whose age we don't know, but the name we do know, Billy Day.
Billy
Day.
And the last person that we're upholding this evening as a victim of police murder in Cooper City, Florida, again on the 16th of this month, a man, the youngest on our list tonight, 18 years old, Boston Casano.
Boston
Casano.
And that concludes the list. I'm sorry that we have to have so much tragedy as part of our program, but that's the nature of this world, and we're going to change it. Mic check.
Mic check.
So again, I just want to thank each and every last person for joining us tonight, for the prayers, for the love, for the support. And again, that was a sad list. And to hear that, like, even though like it was both men and women, but 4 women on there is like, oh my God, it's like ridiculous. And then to even hear this, like, and we don't know, because like I said, we don't have any information surrounding any of the cases, but we're just speculating at this point. We're speculating that maybe 2 of the names were family members. Like, that's disgusting. Like, at what point is this going to stop? Like, at what point are they going to be, held accountable to as though they will not want to do the disgusting things that they're doing and getting away with bloody murder? Like, when we go to work every day, especially in this capitalist society where you have to work to take care of your family, to make a living, no one goes to work and say, hey, I want to go and wipe somebody out. That's disgusting. Like, that is sad. Like, you go to work to do your best. Like, every day, even on days when I don't want to go to work, I push, and my strength is, hey, I'm going to work to educate my babies. That's my job. That's my daily duty. And that should be anybody's state. I don't care what position that you hold, whether you have a badge or not. That does not place you above the law and give you the right to abuse anybody. That's disgusting. It needs to stop. And again, remember, live to love to live. I love you all. And again, I'm so happy to share with you again tonight that the beautiful baby girl, Aaliyah, 15-year-old Aaliyah, is back now home with her family. So I know her mother and family is going to get the best rest ever tonight. So I'm glad about that. So again, live to love to live. And next week we will be boots on the ground outside, and I will keep you guys posted. I already let y'all know we're going to be at City Hall, so ain't no big secret. See you guys at City Hall next week. Mic check. And unfortunately, the way we brought you in with that awful video that I get disgusted by seeing, because the fact that Killer Ruiz is still actively working, he's still currently married to Michelle Battle, David Lewis, and all of the rest of those stinking maniac killers that murdered my unarmed brother, Tyrone West, are still working. And it is very disgusting. So again, live to love to live. I love you all, and we will see you guys next week in person. Mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
And Mr. West begging for his life, and Mr. Salam begging for his child to be excluded and comforted from what was taking place. Not for himself, but for his 3-year-old child.
Case number 4. Adina Britt and family, September 10th, 2015.
My name is Adina Britt, and I wanted to submit a 30-second testimonial that Jorge Omar Bernardez Ruiz is one of the 11 terrorists that came into my house performing a home invasion in September 2015, terrorizing my entire family and even holding my 12-year-old son at gunpoint. He needs to be stopped.
Case number 5. Unidentified arrestee, assaulted in 2016.
I suggest you back the fuck up. No,
Again, this video did not surface until the summer of 2020. Case 6, Thomas McCullough, May 2016 and February 2017.
I heard my front door coming off the hinges, like it exploded.
Thomas McCullough says it happened twice. In May 2016 and February 2017, Baltimore City Police burst through his green front door and raided his Pimlico home.
They said, police. They come up, shotguns, guns.
He says officers ransacked the place, looking for drugs, money, and weapons. He took pictures of the damage he says they left behind.
Tell us where the drugs are, the scales, the guns, and the large amounts of money.
Nothing was found. Now he's suing police, claiming officers, including a former member of the gun trace task force, frightened him, his wife, and father-in-law when the officers conducted what his suit calls an illegal search of his home. The owner of the house tells 11 News after the second raid, he had to replace the front door. McCullough and his attorney say they want Baltimore police held accountable.
There is a colossal breach of trust.
And McCullough tells us following both raids, no one was arrested or charged.
This all begs the question, when will Baltimore City State's attorney see the prosecution of Bernardez Ruiz as warranted?
They were the stopping officers in these so-called jump-out cars, unmarked and so forth, that stopped both the West vehicle and the Salam vehicle without probable cause. And these officers are the ones that also were joined by others, but they are the ones who initiated the stops, pulled both men out of the vehicles, and commenced the vicious activity that was thrust upon them.
And the officer Ruiz that started this attack is still working with promotions. He is now sergeant. But the fact that this repeat of violent offender had a history leading up to my brother. There was Darrell Harris, there was James Green, Joseph Green, Abdul Salam. No one family deserves to be brutally murdered or brutalized by this repeat violent offender Ruiz. It is time we take action. The time is now.
Baltimore police officer Jorge Bernardez Ruiz is a repeat violent offender. Based on these accounts, in accordance with the law, we, the West Coalition, call for him to be fired, prosecuted, and incarcerated.
We're more than hashtags and body bags. We're more than being 6 feet in the dirt and pictures and buttons on t-shirts. Our lives matter.
For the safety of our city, the prevention of further harm, and the justice for these families, we see no other option.
And again, I'll say, the time is now.